Buying Solana when FTX went belly up made some investor thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. But that is chump change when you go deeper into the Solana ecosystem and see projects like Whiff, who literally turned a 12-pack of your favorite beer into $1 million in less than 4 months. If you bought on my birthday, December 8th of last year, you would have realized, if you sold the top, you would have realized a gain of over 1.3 million%. These types of life-changing opportunities are still available as we are very early in the bull market. It takes research, time, patience, and of course, just a tiny bit of luck. The crypto market moves in waves. An ecosystem is identified, users and speculators pile in, life-changing money is made, and then capital is rotated into the new chain on the block. The new ecosystem I'll be discussing in this video is Base, the fastest growing Ethereum layer 2 in the entire ecosystem of Ethereum. If we take a look here at TVL, over $90 billion of TVL in DeFi, and Ethereum has over 58%. When we take a look at Base, as mentioned, they're the fastest growing when it comes to DeFi TVL in the entire Ethereum ecosystem, $1.548 billion in TVL in such a short period of time. We take a look at the often touted leading layer 2, that is Polygon. They're shy of 900 million. You take a look at some like Optimism, they're shy of 900 million. And so there's a lot of room to run still with Base if it's going to cement itself as the number 1 layer 2. Now we take a look at Ethereum, right? It is the deepest layer 1 in the space when it comes to liquidity, when it comes to money sloshing around. And so $91.65 billion, how much of that can Base get? Can it be 10%? Is it 20% as the leading layer 2, which gives us approximately a 15 to 20x more room to grow? And we're going to identify some potential projects in this video that can bring you back a lot of those gains. So let's talk about why we're so bullish on Base. Something called the Coinbase effect, right? Coinbase, the leading exchange in the United States, as you can see here from Statista.com, over 63.8%, going back to March of 2021, of people in the US, crypto users, have used Coinbase. That number jumped up to 65.3% in 2022. We take a look here on the bottom. A United States consumer survey suggests that Coinbase was more popular for crypto trading in 2023 than Robinhood and Crypto.com combined. More than 6 out of 10 users in the United States who use crypto indicated in February of 2023 that they used Coinbase as a platform. Then we talk about, well, what about outside of the US? Well, Coinbase has a plan to grow globally as well. And guess what? They're going to take their Base ecosystem with them. So Coinbase's global expansion, leading the compliant international charge into 2024. This is from Coinbase.com. We made significant progress on our Go Brand, Go Deep expansion strategy, strengthening our foundations in existing markets and expanding Coinbase to new markets. Some highlights that they accomplished in 2023: obtained licenses and or registrations in Spain, France, Singapore, and Bermuda, launched operations in Canada and Brazil with local fiat on and off ramps. They also launched their international exchange for both institutional and eligible retail customers. We have already onboarded 100 plus institutions and surpassed 30 billion in trading volume in 2023 alone. And they announced Ireland as their MiCA entity location, which will allow Coinbase to serve one of the largest economies in the world, 450 million people across 27 countries, under one regulatory framework and with one national supervisor, of course, speaking of the EU. Then we take a look at, well, what kind of usage does Coinbase see? And this is from, just did a quick search. I put, how many users does Coinbase have, right? Coinbase users, 98 million users worldwide. Let's call it 100 million. 56 million of them are verified. 6.1 million users make at least one transaction every single month. 11.3% of the entire crypto market cap is held on the Coinbase platform. And we'll talk a little bit about revenue. Their Q1 2024 numbers came out, and my God, Did it have Wall Street buzzing? You can see here the total revenue from 2023, 3 months, the first quarter of 2023, 1 year later to the first quarter of 2024, their revenue more than 2x, going from 772 million to 1.637 billion. Their net income was $4.84 per share. That was their EPS, their earnings per share, bringing their net income from a year ago, that quarter, negative $78 million to $1.1 billion in net income. That is not how much money they brought in. That is how much profit they pocketed. And so we know Coinbase, they're not afraid to spend money, especially when it's on their platform, in their ecosystem. Now, what are some of the narratives in the Base ecosystem that could bring you those dog with hat type gains? The obvious one here to start off is meme coins, right? So you take a look at the top chains, right? Let's start with Solana. So Solana has multiple billion-dollar plus meme coins. You take a look at WIF, $2.90, has a market cap of $2.9 billion. It also has, on Solana, Bonk. Bonk is another multi-billion-dollar coin market cap, 1.5 billion. And then when we take a look at Ethereum, of course, you have SHIB, 13.5 billion, and Pepe, 3.4 billion. Base doesn't have a $1 billion market cap meme coin yet. Could it be something that's already out there? Could it be something like Brett? You take a look at Brett, got all the way up to almost that $1 billion in market cap, currently sitting at $355 million. Now, this has gone through some backlash on social media with the founders and tokens and whatnot. So could it be Brett? Maybe. Could it be something like DGen, right? This comes in at a $231 million market cap. Could this get to multiple billions? Could this be the first one? If so, how many X's and how much potential is really left? My bet is that the first $1 billion market cap meme coin on Base isn't even out yet. So how do you find those? Your best friend is dextools.io. You're going to want to go on their website. And what you're going to want to do is on the top right here, click on the all chains and select Base. You select Base, you can go to either Pair Explorer and you can sort it out by total market cap, how much liquidity it has, how much liquidity is remaining versus what was launched at. But the great thing here is if you really want to get in early like people did on WIF, you're going to want to click on Live New Pairs. And what I do personally is I click on Pool Remaining and I look for Wrapped Ethereum. Now, this means that, hey, how much of the liquidity is still remaining in the protocol, in the meme coin? And so kind of gives you an idea. The last thing you want to do is to buy into a fairly illiquid coin, and something maybe that's been around for a little bit of time that doesn't have a massive market cap might give you that big upside. So those are meme coins, and you kind of want to keep your eye out. What are some of the new ones coming out? Follow big accounts on social media and really pay attention, because that 1.3 million % return on WIF, that could potentially be you if you put your ear to the grindstone and you really pay attention to what's going on. Now, another big sector that I believe can pop off on Base is DeFi, right? So a couple of projects that I've identified are kind of a little higher risk, but also very, very high reward. The first one is called Alien Base. This is essentially a DEX trading, liquidity, farming on Coinbase, trade, earn, and get rewarded for holding their ALB token. Now, the TVL and the numbers are fairly low, but of course, this is what brings the high risk side of it in, but also the high reward side as well. So only 10.7 million in TVL, less than $500,000 in 24-hour volume, and the token only has a $5.6 million market cap with liquidity of around 1.25 million. Some of the things you can do is you can earn tokens here by providing liquidity on both sides of the pairs. You can earn swap fees as well. You can farm their token. You can stake the token. And they also have dual farming rewards. And here it says earn up to 257% on your crypto. 50% of all fees are shared with liquidity providers. So obviously there is a big focus on getting liquidity on the platform, as it currently only sits at around $1.25 million. One cool thing on here is their token generator. So you can generate your own token. So you sitting down and watching, You have a cool idea for a coin, a meme coin. You just want to launch a community. Who knows? You can go on this website. You can click on the token generator tab on the top, and you can put what ticker, what's the name, do you want minting support, burning support, what's your supply, receive fee. So do you want to put a 1%, 2% buy and sell tax? And then you literally click deploy token, and that's it. So it's not only bringing opportunity to people who are using the platform, but to people who want to create on the platform as well. Taking a look at the ALB token, coming in at 5.6 cents. Pretty low market cap here. So, of course, very risky. $5.48 million in market cap. Has a circulating supply of around 96.82 million. Decent holder base at around 10.4 thousand. So 10,420 holders. Obviously, it's important. You want to get a lot of holders. A project like SHIB has holders in the 500,000, upwards of 1 million. And so tokenomics aren't great. It's got a pretty aggressive inflation schedule, but that is looking to end over the next year and a half. So this is from their docs website. It has a max supply of 510 million tokens to be distributed mostly through farming with LP tokens on the alien-based DEX. Emissions is expected to last for 3 years after they launched their token, which was on August 8th on 2023, after which the platform should become self-sustainable. So very aggressive emissions, but these are used and paying people to come on the platform, provide liquidity on both sides of any exchange and trade. The second one I want to talk about is Astaria. So Astaria is, they're touting themselves as an Oracle-less, intent-based fixed rate lending protocol supporting unlimited loan durations for any asset. So think of something like Aave, like Compound, borrowing, lending, providing liquidity. And so this is one of the up-and-coming ones on Base. So they use something called intents, which are signed messages that enable users to outline their desired outcomes, permitting third parties to manage transaction creation and execution, while users maintain overall control. You can lend and borrow against USDT, Ethereum, and of course, Base. Some of them even allow you to do against NFTs as well. You can transmit your borrow intent. You can be up there as a lender. You can have your terms. Hey, I want to earn 8% if I'm lending this much money. And then it's up to you whether you want to liquidate if the TVL, if the loan to value, the LTV starts to drop. And so kind of puts it back in the user's hands. Now, the cool thing about this one too is it has a point system. So we click on the top here. And of course, you can click on the loans if you have an account, the markets that are available. But what I want to talk about here is points, right? So this doesn't have a token, kind of like Base doesn't have a token. There's a few projects on the Base chain that don't have a token. But guess what else didn't have a token? Jupiter, the largest exchange on Solana, didn't have a token. Guess what? They launched one, airdropped millions of dollars to their token holders. Jito, also on Solana, didn't have a token, had a point system, were able to airdrop people. So can we assume that this project could be given an airdrop out to users of their platform, to the Base ecosystem? The answer to me is potentially yes. And this kind of goes over their points and how they work. They're called astrological units. They're rewards that users can receive when using Astaria. And so you already see, and I'll go back here, you can see people are already starting to farm points. This wallet address here is up to almost 1 million points. And so if they do a token drop, you're going to want to maybe have some exposure, have some points. Who knows? At the perfect timing, maybe this thing gets a jump start in liquidity. Maybe someone big, maybe Coinbase decides to list it on their exchange. That also has to do with the Coinbase effect that I went over earlier as well. So that is something to keep an eye on as far as, hey, what is a potential airdrop, a project that is growing rapidly? This is one of the leading protocols on Base that could get me essentially a free airdrop by me just using the platform. The other one I want to talk about is the potential of gaming, right? So we talk about this on our channel all the time. Gaming, we believe, blockchain gaming specifically, is going to grow massively over the next 3 to 5 years. You're already seeing AAA game studios in the traditional world of gaming, like Ubisoft, start to make their way slowly into Web3 and blockchain gaming, even going as far, Ubisoft, as building their own Web3 game. And so we believe we're going to see more of that. Why Base? You take a look at their ecosystem here on their website. They have quite a few dApps and projects that are in gaming. You have Animoca Brands, Base Battles, Base Pay. Not going to go over these in detail. Cornucopia's just bridged over. It was originally on Cardano, bridged over to Base, Ducky City. So they got a decent catalog of gaming projects. Now, why gaming on Base? Well, Base is fast, it's cheap, and again, it has that close to 100 million person user base that can easily onboard and offboard onto the ecosystem. And the last thing I want to talk about is Base doesn't have a token, right? So it leverages wrapped Ethereum to settle transaction and pay fees. What if Base does get a token? I don't think it's possible yet. They got litigation going on with the SEC, but what are the odds that Base gets a token airdrop? And if you're one of the people that is in the Base ecosystem, that is using the platform, using DeFi, minting meme coins, creating tokens, can you get, which at the time would probably be the biggest hyped airdrop potentially ever? You want to maybe position yourself better safe than sorry, as I like to say. So what are your thoughts on Base? Could it be the next Solana? Do you have any favorite projects on Base that you have your eye on? Let us know in the comment section. Also, come check out our live show Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you next one.